Hello. This is my third review so far. It will be another 7 out of 10. Spoiler, I guess. It's a review. I'm not spoiling shit. First three reviews, all of them 7 out of 10s. I guess I've seen a lot of 7 out of 10s movies lately. But I guess we'll get some more variants coming up here at least. In any case, I'd just like to touch on a couple points real quick about my reviews in general before I get into the legitimate review. By the way, this review is for Godzilla, if you didn't see it in the title already. But quick thing on the reviews. These videos are going to be completely unedited. They're going to be very little scripting involved. At most, I'll be doing like a bullet list on the side. Very little. I guess the best word to a person who does not know me, just looking at this video and meeting me for the first time, the best way to describe it would be these videos are as minimal effort as could be possible. There is a number of reasons for that. One, I'm extremely lazy. But two, and far more importantly, I want to, like, if this channel actually ends up going anywhere, I want to be able to put out very consistent content. And I feel like, while yes, putting in the time for editing and script writing and, you know, just more in-depth things, in-depth shit as far as all that's concerned, in general, would make for higher quality videos. That much is not with it. That's not questionable. Quality over quantity, 9 out of 10 times, you know? But at the same time, I mean, hell, just look at yourmoviesucks.org. Check out that channel. Great channel. Subscribe to them. Like, if you're not going to subscribe to me, consider subscribing to them. If you're not going to subscribe to them, then I don't deserve your subscription. Why am I saying them? It's one guy that runs that thing. In any case, so yeah, that's the point. The point of these videos being so shitty and unedited and poorly thought out is I want to be able to put up a lot of them. I want to be able to say that I'm never going to put out like a schedule, even if this gets to a fuck ton of subscribers, which I highly doubt that it will. But hey, here's hoping. In any case, I want to be able to say, you know, I'm having at least, you know, 3 movies reviewed a week, if not more. You can probably expect 1 or maybe 2 a day. Boom. That'd be nice. 2 a day, as opposed to like at right now in yourmoviesucks.org. He gives out reviews very less frequently. In fact, at this time of recording, since his last review has been 2 weeks. Whatever. He definitely has the quality to back it up, though. In any case, I've wasted enough of your time with an explanation about shit that it has nothing to do with Godzilla. So, on to Godzilla itself. For this movie, speaking of yourmoviesucks.org, you can just watch his review of Godzilla, because I agree with, like, basically everything he says. The only exception being is he calls a Hawaiian family Japan. He thinks Hawaii is Japan. He makes that mistake at one point, and it leads to a complaint of his. He acknowledges the mistake he made, so whatever. Just watch his review, I guess, is what I'm trying to say, because I'm horrible at self-promotion. Godzilla. Well acted. Let's start with that, because it's got Bryan Cranston. God, why can't everyone have the last name Smith? Anyways, Bryan Cranston and Ken Smith. Fuck, your name's Smith now. Ha! Anyways, he's that Asian guy. I love that dude. He's in a lot of good movies. Especially Letters from Iwo Jima. I loved him in that. But in any case, his performance in this movie, Bryan Cranston's performance in this movie, and our legitimate real characters. I can't remember his actor. I can't remember the name of his actor either. But yeah. So we have Bryan Cranston's character. He's the dad of the main character. The main character is played by the guy who played Kick-Ass, I think. Yeah. Then we also have Ken Smith. I'm gonna call him Ken Smith from now on. I'm gonna stick with that. But in any case, he plays some scientist-esque dude that's also a part of a secret society-esque thing that is hiding the existence of giant monsters from the world and also studying them. It's a little involved, but at the same time, it's not too important to the plot, so you don't need to worry about it too much. So if you only get the skim of it, you're fine. Let's start with the main character real quick. Like I said, the acting in this movie is, by and large, top-notch. There are a handful of exceptions. For example, the main character's wife, good, not great. The kids in this movie, absolute garbage. The child actors, I feel like they just picked the first ones they could find and went with it. With one exception, they're the first child actor you see, which is the main character as a kid. Decent, I guess. Not the best by any means, but decent. The little theory about all that though is I feel like the child actor that they had to play the main character as a kid, that's something that was in the original plot script, but I feel like that original script was sent back as saying that the main character needs to have a kid. I completely agree with YMS on that. It's really apparent because I feel like they were just like, all right, we'll sneak in some children here and there. They'll be very unnoticeable. We'll get whatever actors. We won't care. Their acting is incredibly distractingly bad, but they only show up for like seconds. Don't worry about it. I think they have like altogether like 3 minutes running time in the movie. So you don't worry about it. Like a lot of the child actors are horrible, but they don't show up much at all. That's what I'm trying to say. Anyways, back to my main point here. I'm trying to make about the main character's acting. Still can't remember the actor's name. Sorry, horrible with names. People say he's too wooden. He's too bland. He's too emotionless. He's playing, may I remind you, a soldier who lost his mother at a young age, who also just recently lost his father. He's a character that has very early in life, and as life went on, only continued to do so, learned to suppress emotions like sadness and depression and loss and whatever. So what you're looking at is a stoic character being played very well. He is a very stoic character. There are subtleties in his performance, if you pay close attention, that show that that he is suppressing these emotions, that he's not just completely void of these emotions, that he is actually actively suppressing them, and that we're just not seeing a lot of them because he's suppressing them. There's subtleties that kind of slip through, and it works very well. On that same vein, another thing that's also mentioned in the YMS review that I'm also going to agree with here, a lot of the stuff in this movie they could easily overdo, but they don't. They definitely they pace it well, for instance, like they keep Godzilla more or less out of the film, I guess you could say. They tease the shit out of Godzilla and everything until the final fight, and it's a great payoff, absolutely stellar payoff. The fight scene is magnificent. Godzilla breathes atomic breath. Yeah. Also, when, Bryan Cranston's character dies, they could easily go over the fucking top of that hammy bullshit. But they don't. They're like, he dies. They're like, sorry about that. He's like, yeah, it's okay. Sorry. It's all fine. And they move on. It takes like no time at all. They understand that there is a crisis underway, that they don't have a lot of time to grieve at the moment, and that a lot of the characters that would be doing the grieving have, like I said, learned to suppress their feelings of sadness and loss and shit like that. But in any case, other things to note about this movie: cinematography. I'd say cinematography is this movie's strongest trait. A lot of the shots in this movie are very impressive, very good looking. You could tell that from the trailer alone. That, like I said, when I first saw the trailer, I was talking to a friend about it. I was like, all right, even this movie turns out to be complete garbage, it will at least look great. I can tell you that much for looking at the trailer, because the trailers look great. And they do. The director's last movie, Monster, it looked nice. That's the only thing I can say about it that was great, really. A lot of everything else in that movie was below average, I'd have to say, or just average. But looked great. Director's come a long way, because this thing is great, just all around. And frankly, it looks even better. You get the shots. My favorite shot is probably of the Halo jump, where you see, them in the clouds and everything. There's also the shot of Godzilla swimming underneath the whole bunch of ships and everything. I could go on. I could make a huge list. I could make a monstrous list of the shots in this movie that are just great. But like when they first bust into that mine near the beginning of the movie, and they're looking over this like ancient rib cage shit. It's like, damn, that looks great. That's very well shot. You can't say this movie is not well shot, or you're a liar. Definitely the movie's strongest point, along with its payoff. Like I said, the payoff for the last fight, magnificent. let me just address a couple other complaints that I've heard about this movie so far, real quick. A major one is Godzilla doesn't show up until the very end. Again, this is something that is also addressed in the YMS review that I'm also more or less just going to be agreeing with here. If they really just milked out the Godzilla appearances and shit, then the payoff fight would not be the same. It really wouldn't. It really wouldn't. Frankly, I feel like people have been there's just a lot of movies out there today. Like, pacing has just gotten faster in movies as far as big Hollywood blockbusters are concerned. And I feel like that kind of leaves people with almost this sort of ADD when it comes to getting to that payoff in movies. Like Marvel movies, like the whole third act is a big old fireworks show. And there's nothing inherently wrong with that, but at the same time, I feel like they've kind of gotten too used to it. So now that there's this movie and it has very good pacing, it kind of sounds like I'm trying to put down Marvel movies. I'm not, but in my opinion, it has better pacing. It feels slow to them. Whatever. If you feel like it's slow, I can't necessarily say you're wrong, because that's very, very taste based. Is how slow you want a movie paced. There's a difference between good pacing and the speed of the pacing. Movies can be paced well and also be very fast paced. I don't prefer fast-paced movies. I prefer movies that have this sort of middle ground to them. And that really is what this is. This is a middle ground kind of pacing. Like, slow-paced movies, good lord, I don't think the casual movie-going audience is ready for that for a while. Another complaint I heard about this movie, that you hear a lot about this movie. Oh, God, what was it? Oh, God. It's been a while since I slept. Sorry, give me a second here. Fuck. I can't remember. I'll come back to that later. Or I might not at all. Whatever. Oh, I remember. Oh, God. I wasted so much time remembering this. Okay, the humans don't make a big impact in the movie. If the humans weren't trying to stop Godzilla, as opposed to what they do in the movie, which is try to stop Godzilla and friends, there would be no difference. Absolutely everything we do ends up having no impact on the plot due to how completely it fails. All of our plans fail in this movie. None of them have any sort of impact on the events of the movie. I'm talking in circles, but I just want to make it absolutely clear. That is the point, as far as the movie's deeper meaning is concerned. The point is, we didn't do shit. We tried our best. We brought nukes into the equation, and we weren't able to properly impact anything that was going on. Like it's like one of the lines that Ken Smith delivers. The folly of man is thinking that we are in control of nature and not the other way around. That's the point. These creatures are nature. We are man. We are not in control of them. We are trying to be in control of them. We're failing. Aside from that, people are just trying to get out of their way. And at a point in the movie, the military too is just like, fuck it. They're gonna fight. Let's hope Godzilla wins, because Godzilla seems like a bro. Stealing that directly from YMS. Again, like I said at the beginning of this movie, it's a 7 out of 10. Incidentally, the same rating that YMS gave it. I think... Did he? I think it was a 7 out of 10 that he gave it. If I'm wrong, don't shoot me. But anyway, 7 out of 10. Great movie. Definitely see it. There's a lot of good movies out right now. There's 2 good movies out right now that I've seen. I've heard Edge of Tomorrow is good. I've heard Winter Soldier was a while ago, but I heard that was good too. So far there's been a lot of good movies. There's also been some shit, but whatever. That's to be expected. In any case, it's a Godzilla movie. There really shouldn't be too many more questions about what's going on with the plot. I don't want to spoil too much. Oh, in case, the trailers didn't show this. I don't know why they didn't. It really didn't hurt to know this going in. The movie isn't them fighting Godzilla solely. In fact, they don't really do a whole lot of fighting Godzilla. Most of the movie involves them fighting these things called Mutos, which are these other giant monsters. There's 2 of them. That actually was kind of a spoiler. Well, now I have to put a spoiler tag. Problem solved. But and then eventually Godzilla fighting his Mutas. Like I said, works great. Oh, it works great. Very few problems in the movie. The problems that they do have don't last long, and are even more easily overlooked than Days of Future Past. Like I said, 7 out of 10. That's the third time saying it. Very good. If I had to compare it to another movie out right now, being the other one that I've seen, Days of Future Past, I'd say that this is the better movie. It's an example of simple does not mean it's stupid. Simple means it knows that it needs to keep shit simple. It's a Godzilla movie. It's not about to pull a primer on you. It's not primer. It doesn't think it's primer. It knows what it is. And that doesn't mean it needs to go over the top being self-aware. It doesn't. It's simple, and it does what it needs to do, and where it has the space to fit in deeper meanings and subtleties and symbolism and all that bullshit, it's able to get it into the movie where there's space for it without mucking it up or shoehorning anything in or making it feel forced. It's all very natural, simple, well done. Anyways, that's the review, so have a great day, but not a great night. Don't watch this review at night. I don't know why. I just don't think you should. Be a rebel. Watch it at night. Anyways, bye-bye. Where's the stop? There's the stop.